Blessed be. In today's video, we're going to be going through the 13 goals of the witch and what that means to the modern Wiccan. But before I do, hi, I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com, and if you're new to the channel and you want to know more about Wicca or you want to become a Wiccan, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If any of you are already familiar with Scott Cunningham's work, particularly the book Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner, you'll be familiar with the 13 goals of the witch. Plus, if you've done some research already on Wicca and read other books on Wicca, you will probably also find the 13 goals of the witch. Whether you're into Wicca or whether you're just into witchcraft in general, they're really, really good goals because they really do help you become a much more conscious human being and much more connected to yourself, to nature and to the divine. That also helps you become more empowered in your own life and in your own sense of self. And of course, all of that helps you create the life that you want to live. So number one is know yourself, or know thyself. That's quite a deep topic, really, knowing oneself. So I'm going to actually do a separate video on that. But to make it really brief, knowing yourself isn't just knowing your ego self, or knowing the self that you think you are, or that you think you should be, or that you've been told you are. It's actually knowing who you really are, underneath the masks, away from the ego even, and that deep knowing. So that involves a lot of personal development work, it involves a lot of shadow work, it involves that deep inner inquiry as to who you are and what you are. So it's a big topic, and I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I will do a separate video on that. The second one is to know your craft. So this means knowing what it is that you do, your spirituality. That involves your own explorations about your beliefs coming from your own personal experiences. It involves learning all that you can about the craft, about the different types of witchcraft there are out there. If you are attracted to a particular type of witchcraft, like Wicca, for example, what does that involve? What different types of Wiccans are there? What's the evolution of the craft? And the practices of the craft, of course. So the lunar rites, the Sabbats, and of course magic, and all of the things that go into magic. So it's knowing as much as you can about the craft of the witch, which is a lifelong study. And there are so many different aspects to witchcraft that you can't be good at all of them. Some people are great at divination, other people are great at channeling, other people are really, really good at magic. It involves just knowing, finding out all you can, and then figuring out which aspects you're drawn to the most, and really honing in on your skills and your abilities and knowing your craft. The third one is to learn, which of course is related to the second one. Learn all you can. And don't just learn about the craft, learn about other aspects of the esoteric knowledge out there, other occult practices, ceremonial magic, other things that are out there that may be related to other traditions of magic. It's just good to learn about everything so that you can get a much bigger picture about what is out there and where your particular spirituality fits into that. And with all of us having a lot more time on our hands, being at home at the moment, it means you've got more of an opportunity to learn, however it is best to learn for you. There's online learning. I have online courses. They're both in the description field below this video if you want to check them out. And of course there's books that you can read as well about the craft. So really spend this time learning so that you can know your craft. The number 4 is applying your knowledge with wisdom. So once you know your craft, you've learned a lot about what it is, and you know yourself, you can then apply that to your life. You can apply that to what your goals are in your personal life, what it is you're wanting to see in your personal life, what you're wanting to develop into, where are you going as a person, as a human being? Are you interested in raising your consciousness? How can you apply what you've learned and what you've been practicing to yourself with wisdom? So how do you apply this? Applying magic to everyday life, you know, getting a job or keeping a job, for example, healing, doing healing magic, especially at this time, protection magic at this time. Applying that and also applying the wisdom that you gain from all of the research into yourself to know what it is you're really wanting to bring forth into your life in a really, really positive way. So number 5 then is achieving balance. So balance doesn't necessarily mean an equal number of everything. It means maintaining an equilibrium. So it's understanding that balance isn't about just staying in the center all of the time, like in the middle of the seesaw, for example. It does involve a wobble in order to maintain balance. If you've ever seen anyone on a tightrope, you know, they've got the upper body wobble. So understanding that achieving balance is about being able to understand that there's the light and the dark, that there's destruction and creation, and that what you're doing through your wisdom, which you've gained through your learning, which you've gained through knowing your craft and knowing yourself, you can apply what you know to help you achieve more equilibrium. So it's a dance between the two polarities. It's not always being able to be in that dead center, because that's not possible. Life doesn't do that. And I think that what's going on at the moment in the world at the time of this video is a really good example of how things tip to different parts of the polarity, and how that there's a need to try and balance and maintain or bring back an equilibrium. And sometimes that means going to extremes to do that. So that's what balance is all about. Through your wisdom, you will understand how to try and maintain that equilibrium and do the dance between the dark and the light times. So number 6 is keeping your words in good order. And this is important because the word spell basically comes from words, the things that we say. So words are important. When we say things, we are creating with our words. Our words are important. Always be aware of what you're saying and how you're saying it, because you can bring things into reality, into manifestation, simply by your words. It's I think a lot of people who've practiced a lot of magic will know that, and even at times when we haven't been deliberately doing spellcraft and we've said something and then something's happened, we understand that the words deliver the intent and create the magic. So it's really important to be very careful with what we say and how we say it. Next is, I think it's number 7 I'm up to keep your thoughts in good order. So thoughts having your thoughts in good order, again, means that you need to have some self-awareness. You need to have done the know thyself, so that you're aware of your thoughts. You're aware of what your thoughts are saying. You're aware of your beliefs. You're aware of whether your beliefs are sabotaging you in some way, whether your beliefs are making life more difficult for you, or whether you want to change those beliefs and those thoughts to actually be ones that are actually more helpful to you and more positive to you. So keeping your thoughts in good order means that you need to have enough self-awareness and be able to observe yourself to be able to keep your thoughts in good order. And that's how meditation really, really fits in here. It really helps you calm the mind, and it teaches you how to focus on one thing. It also shows you how thoughts move around and how they move around all over the place. If you just sit for 5 minutes and observe your thinking, you'll see that it jumps around here, there, and everywhere, that you go off on tangents here and tangents there. So it means slowing down and observing your thoughts. So number 8 is to celebrate life. So Wicca is a religion of life. You know, we're not waiting for the next world. We're not waiting to die in order to go to some better place. We're wanting to create that better place here, now, while we're out here, as Abraham Hicks would say, on the leading edge. Life is where we are. Life is where we chose to be. And we're here to create something really, really, hopefully, really, really awesome, which can be difficult because there's other people here who are intent on wanting to create something that's the opposite. But when we become more aware of ourselves and we're more have more of an ability to be able to create and maneuver and manifest life the way we want, the more of us that can do that in a positive way, the better off the planet becomes and the better off humanity becomes. Celebrating life is a part of that. It's being grateful for life, being grateful for what we have, being grateful that the sun comes up every day, being grateful when it rains and we can't see the sun because we know that the rain is necessary, being grateful for being able to feel the grass under your feet, being grateful for all of the things that you have in your life, even if you don't have a lot of stuff, being grateful for what you do have. Because when you start practicing that celebration of life and that celebration of all of the good things, when really bad stuff comes along, when shit really does hit the fan, if you focus on what's already good and positive, you won't be as negatively affected by all of the shitstorm sort of activity that comes along. You'll have more equilibrium and you'll be able to achieve more of that balance. So you can see how these goals relate to each other and that you kind of need to have quite a few of them in order to be able to experience even just one of them. So they all go together as a whole. So the next one is number 9, is to attune with the cycles of the earth. So this is where the seasonal rituals come in, our Sabbats, the 8 Sabbats, where we're celebrating the seasons and the in-between seasons, the astrological year, tuning into the planets, tuning into what's going on with the earth, making sure that we're not interfering with that in a way that is going to be destructive. So it's tuning into nature's energies and nature's rhythms and observing ourselves at the same time, how we're attuning, how do the seasons affect us, how does it affect our magic, and working in sync with the energy of nature. And attuning to nature also simply means being out in nature and connecting with nature, feeling the earth under your body, under your feet, feeling the wind, the heat of the sun, and the water, the coolness of the water, as well as hearing the birds and seeing all of the activity that's going on, the smells that go on around us, really tuning into those energies of the earth and being able to quiet ourselves enough so that we can really get so attuned that we can start to hear messages that are coming in from various aspects and elements. So number 10 is to breathe and eat correctly. So in my course, Mystery Witch School 101, we do a lot of work with breathing, like pore breathing, and bringing up energy and drawing energy with the breath, and also using imagery. Breathing is really important. It helps the energy flow through our bodies. If you've ever done any of the soft martial arts like Qigong or Tai Chi, you'll understand how important breathing is and what the breath is actually doing to your energy, to your Qi, or to your Heka. It helps calm the nervous system down. It helps bring more energy into the body. It can really wake you up if you're feeling groggy at all. And it also nurtures you with that extra Qi energy as well. So breathing correctly is important, as well as eating correctly, because we know that the food that we put into our bodies has certain nutrients and certain things in it that our bodies are going to use and utilize. So keeping a healthy diet, whatever that means for you, because everybody has different needs in regards to what they need, and to appreciate the food. So before you eat, give some kind of a blessing to the food, to the plants, to the animals, to the people that have brought you the food, to all of the parts that have come together in order for you to be able to sit down there at the table and eat whatever it is that you're eating. Number 11 is exercise the body. Exercise is another way of bringing more Qi into your body and building more energy. So that means building more health. Our bodies are made to move. We are designed to move. We are not designed to be sedate and sit back on our backsides. It's really important for us to move. So exercise is a great goal to have because it's important for our health. And if we don't have health, we don't really have the quality of life we could have. For people who have experienced the difference between being really unhealthy and not having exercised much and being sedate to changing their lifestyle and incorporating exercise, notice a huge difference, not only in their energy, but also in how their body is behaving as well. So exercise is really important. Number 12 is meditate. I think I would have put this somewhere further up somewhere, because meditation is just so important. It helps you with the know thyself part. It helps you with the knowing your craft part. It helps you with the learning, because you've got better concentration. It also helps you be able to apply your knowledge and your wisdom. It pretty much is at the foundation of just about everything. It helps you calm your mind and still your mind. It gives you more concentration and you become more aware. It develops that awareness and it develops the observing self. And I'll talk more about that when I come to the video on Know Thyself, just how important the observing self is, because it allows you to be able to step back from your emotions, from your thoughts, from your ego, and be able to act from a more conscious place. So meditation is so important. It's important for more successful magic, more successful divination, scrying, channeling, and last, number 13, to honor the goddess and God. So this is applicable mostly for Wiccans and for other witches who also follow that more sort of polytheistic spiritual belief. It's honoring the masculine and the feminine, the creative forces of life, the coming together of these two different creative forces and how they manifest through us and through life. Connecting with those active and receptive energies of the masculine and the feminine, generally speaking. They are equal, they are different in, there's parts where they cross over, they do similar functions, but they may do it in a different way. And it's this balance that's really important and really necessary for us to be able to connect to each other and to understand the rhythms of nature. So in honoring the deities, in honoring the masculine and feminine energies, we're honoring each other and we're honoring all of life. So that's a really important part. It's interesting that it's number 13, because if you compare it to the Abrahamic religions, the honoring God part above all gods is number 1. So I'd say that our deities are far more humble in that respect, because they've gone last. But still really important for that sense of connection and also for that help in magic and that help in difficult times. Because if you do work with various deities and you are going through any type of crisis or anything that you're needing help with and you work with them, they really can help you move through stuff. They're the 13 goals of the witch. As you can see, they're all linked to each other. They're all important. They're all helpful to you. No one's saying you have to believe any of this. No one's saying you have to do it all. It's just that they're really good goals. Learning your craft, going about your daily life, think of these goals and how you can integrate them into your daily life. And of course, if you are wanting to study Wicca, I do have the 12-month Mystery Witch School 101 course where you can incorporate these goals into your life in a way that's actually really easy for you to do it. So I'll put the link to that in the description field below. There's also another course, a smaller course that I have if you're wanting to set up a daily practice. Now is the time to do it while you've got some more time on your hands. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.